Good late afternoon, people. It's Monday. It's just gone 4 o'clock and I've been messing about with this all day. I've decided to make it look nice, given the fact that I might have an inspection on it coming up. So there we are. It's all panelled in, it's all insulated, all panelled in this end. Quite a nice fit. I'm going to put some tape on those corners, I think, just around the edges. But it's come out very well. I've also cleaned the top off and given it a coat of paint. It'll get another coat tomorrow when that one's dry. And given it one round the bottom as well, where I've welded the brackets on, which will also get another coat tomorrow when it's dry. But other than that, it's finished. Thank God for that. That was a bit of a prattling about job. But now it's done and it should draw a lot better. So there we go. I won't be lighting it tomorrow, but I'll be lighting it later in the week, so we'll find out then. And then I've been having a look at some collet chucks. Well, I've actually been trying to locate the bearing for the Harrison milling machine, and this is what I've got back. There's one, the outer's in stock in Duncan, USA, and the inner's in stock in France, but I've got somewhere to order it from, and I'm going to give them a ring. But first of all, I'm going to try the people in the UK who are showing stock. I've just been sorting out what I've got in. Actually, these are good, very good collet chucks, but they're too big for my milling machine. This one's an odd one. This is a BSA. Can you see that? With the 3 rifle emblem on it and a patent number. So what type of collets it takes, I don't know, but it's got the there will be somebody that does know, of course. I'll be able to find out. I'm going to do some research on these tonight, he said, slowly unscrewing the bloody thread. There we go. It's got a centre in the back and a key and a nut with quite a small hole in it. So that's one. Now these other two, I don't know what that taper is. It's probably a special BSA machine taper, but maybe not. Who knows? Right. The other one, the other two, these two, which is that's a BT40, that's a BT50. Both take this type of collet. Now I'm going to also do some research tonight on this type of collet and see what it's called, and then I can. And this one, this is a BT30 or a UNC International 30, and the only thing it says on it is, when I can find it, I think it says 1 3/8 large, and it looks like it's a Clarkson. Can't find it now. Just see it on this. There we are, look. 1 3/8 large. It doesn't say Clarkson. And again, it's got a centre in it. It's got an adapter bush with a thread in the end of it. And a key. So there you go. But I've no nut for that. So I'll have to make a nut. Or get a nut. But, and I've also got, this is stuff that's no use to me. That's a, again, that's BT40. That's a shell mill holder, a 22 mil, I assume it is, shell mill holder, which I'm gonna. All this stuff is no use, so this stuff is going to go towards eBay or maybe towards a mate of mine on MIG Welding Forum, who was asked for BT40 stuff, so I'll see if it's any good to him first, and then if not, I'll stick it on eBay. But I did notice that somebody's offered him a massive load of BT40 stuff free of charge, so he's probably quite happy. Anyway, that's what I've been doing today. After I'd finished that, I had the obligatory tidy up because there was bits of sharp metal all over the floor. And I've more or less finished. So that is it for today, folks. Oh look, there's a pile of crap on the floor. Oh, and I've first thing I did this morning, because these apples were starting to stink, I made myself another batch of rust remover for next year's jobs. We now have 4 25 litre drums of brewing rust remover, so we'll see how that works out next week. Right, that's it for today. That's it for today. You've seen all that. You've seen the beautiful finish on the paintwork. Ha ha ha. And you've also seen the wonderful steampunk thermometer. Right, I'm off home for some tea. Bye now, folks. Girls, it's Tuesday. It's just after 5 o'clock and I've been a very bad person today. I got called out this morning to my mum's central heating boiler, which has thrown a wobbly and I couldn't get it going. And then I got called out to my brother's to get the bearing ordered for my Harrison mill. And then I put another coat of paint on this stove top, on this boiler, not boiler really, it's a air wood fired space heater. So I've given that another coat of paint. That's nice and dry now and that looks lovely, because I never painted that after I built the thing. I've just put my super duper temperature gauge back on, given it all a clean down, painted the bits around there that hadn't been painted since it was welded. I showed you this finished yesterday. That's all good. And then what I'm making now is this, which is the I'm just tigging this up, but I didn't realise what time it was. I'm just burning holes in it as well. Just tigging that up. That's the air pipe for inside the flue that goes round the 45 degree where it sets out round the gutter, and then blows the air upwards into a sort of jet affair, which has to be 1/3 of the size of the flue, according to one of my friends on the forums, to give the maximum suction when you're starting the burner, when you're starting the air heater, and also when I'm starting the forge, because when I'm lighting the forge I'm getting smoked out. It's not clearing the smoke. I got some coke. I managed to get some forge coke from a place in Hull, which is genuine coke beans, proper forge coke. So I'm stocked up with coke now, and I can light the forge, but I want to get this this extra vent done so that it clears the smoke, because it fills the place with smoke. We all start choking, the CO alarm up there goes off, and of course here we have a design flaw. I think that I may rejig this internally, I may not, because it actually works very well, but the bottom is full of storage heater bricks, and it does work. They do get warm. The problem is this: whenever I make any smoke in here, it all gets drawn into there and goes right round the system and right round the workshop. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly enlarge that hole up there where that duct goes through. I'm going to mount the fan on the other side of the wall and bring another duct round there and down here into the boiler, into the, it's not a boiler, is it? What is it? It's a heater. It's a ducted air heating unit, but it's wood fired, so that that is away from the smoke and is mounted, possibly mounted up there in that corner, with the ducts dropping down to pick the air up from down at the bottom. I don't know. I'm just thinking at the moment, just thinking out loud. It would be a lot better. I probably won't do it this winter. I'll probably just leave as it is this winter, and then I'll modify it in spring or something when I'm not using it. But I want to see this winter how efficiently I can get it working. I've also looked at, I've been working on the outside today, and I've also looked at the outside, and I think I can insulate most of the flue outside quite easily as well, which would increase its efficiency and stop it condensing. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. But in the meantime, chaps, that's it for Tuesday. It's been a bit of a something out day really, but there we go. I'll finish welding that up tomorrow and fit it, make the box to suit 1/3 of the 1/3 of the size of the flue, which is 36 square inches. So 1/3 of that is 12 square inches. So it wants to be the square root of 12 square. So I'll do that tomorrow. And then Michael's set me a little poser. He's taken this screw off his Fobco Star. He's shot me some footage of his Fobco Star, and I'm going to edit that in later on. He's taken this screw off his Fobco Star and said, right, what thread is that? And I've come to the conclusion, after lots of very careful measuring and going cross-eyed, that it's actually 6BA. Because I think it's 48. It's very nearly 48 TPI, and if you look at BA, the small BA sizes, 6 BA is, yeah, it's 6 BA, 1102, yeah, that's what it is, 6 BA. But if you look at it, it's something like 49.5 TPI, and the nearest I can get to that is that one, which is 48 TPI. But this is right on the edge of what I can see. It's my old eyes are not that good. So there you go. Anyway, I've sorted him out some more screws, and that's it. Tuesday's done. I'm packing it in and going home. This piece of cardboard that it's all sitting on is my pattern for the flue. There's the flue there. That's how it goes. So there's me 45 degrees, so I can just lay my pipe on there and make it to that. So that's what I'm doing. Right, peeps. Got all these thread gauges, aren't they lovely? Lovely, lovely thread gauges. Right, I'm going home. That's it. I'm packing it in. I will go home. Otherwise my wife will sack me. Alright, bye now. Good morning, people. It's Wednesday, and I'm just finishing my piece of dogleg pipe. Now my TIG welding at the moment is a sort of filling in a chain of holes one after the other, but I am getting better. I've bought a new helmet, which is a power weld, which is a true colour one, which is much easier to use and much better, so I'm happier about that. I've just changed from down there, which is too low for me, and I've come to a higher table, and I'm going to try setting myself up properly so that I can rest my elbows or rest my arms on here so that I'm steady, because I keep dipping the tungsten and having to stop and clean it up and repoint it and go again. But it's working out okay, and this actually does fit beautifully inside the chimney. So all I need to make next is my little square outlet for the top, and Bob's your uncle. We can put it back together, slap it in, and jobs are good. And so I'll probably get this finished today, which means I won't get it finished till tomorrow. Okay, I'll bring you back when I've got something more to show you. Bye now. Cheers, folks. Wednesday, 4:15. There's the square that's 1/3 of the flue area. The ears here push into the corners of the square and hold it in the centre. Jubilee clipped on there, round the offset, and joins to the original pipe. So that's finished. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give that a coat of aluminium paint just to protect it, and then it's home time. So there you go. I say to protect it, it's actually going to get, because I burn nothing but wood, it's going to get a nice coat of creosote wood vapours, so it's not going to rust, but I'm going to paint it anyway just in case. Right, there we go. Spot the bodgy welding. Spot the galvo. Welding galvo gives you a nasty flue. So you have to keep well out of the way when you're welding galvo. Use a fume extractor. What I do is I turn the fan on, open that valve up there, and I do it under there, and it sucks it all away. So I don't get galvo flue anymore. Oh God, I've had it in the past. It's not very nice. It's just like having flue, really. And of course, you never go short of zinc again. There you go. Right, chaps. See you all tomorrow. Bye now. And there we are. Nicely coated up in silver paint and ready to put in the morning. I have finished it today. I've done well. Right, that's it, chaps. I'm going home for some tea. I'll see you all later. Bye bye now. And here we are up at the flue. You pull the pin out and the flue hinges down, and there we are, all fitted and done. Finished job, chaps. Good morning, people. It's Thursday, and I've received yesterday my early Christmas present from one of my compatriots on the MIG welding forum, a chap called John, Fat Boy Slim, in Scotland, and he sent me this beautiful collet chuck and two full, well, more than two full sets of collets. They're the metric ones, these are the imperial ones. Now that's MT2, which fits my Raglan milling machine that I haven't finished rebuilding yet, but this is International 30, and that fits the Harrison mill, which I have finished rebuilding and is working, and that is a set of collets that will fit that chuck. So now I'm equipped for all the different size cutters to put in the vertical head or in the horizontal. But what I want is, this is the next size up chuck. Right, you can see the difference there. This is the next size up chuck. It takes a similar collet but bigger. He said, laboriously unscrewing it one-handed. You never realise how difficult it is. You see it on all sorts of YouTube videos. You never realise how difficult it is until you actually have to do it. But we can't put the camera down because that would be bad form. Struggle. I'll put the camera down. There we are. So that's the bigger one. There's the comparison. That's the bigger one. This is the 30 International Type S, right? With the 3/8 BSW drawbar thread on it. Now then, if anybody has a set of these collets they wish to part with, I'd be interested. So you can get in touch with me. These measure, he said, desperately seeking something to measure with. Here we are. These are they're about 1.25 inches externally. Or if I measure across the base, 1 3/8 inches across the base diameter. Right, so if anybody's got any collets that measure that for a Clarkson auto lock, I'd be interested in them, so get in touch. Right, well, I've got the as you've seen, as I've just shown you, I've got the flue injector in. Let's just give it a, there you go. So we've advanced the tech level, and the next thing I'm going to do is put some more insulation on the chimney outside, on the lower part where all the condensation is taking place, to try and keep the heat in there as well, so that it goes on up and out the flue. So I'm going to crack on with that. I've sorted out some short bits of Kingspan roofing, which have got 2 inches of insulation on the back, which should do the job. And I'm going to start making it up, so there you go. So I'll bring you back when there's something more interesting to show you as usual. Oh look, there's my tall flue. Right, back into the workshop and onward. But I think, in actual fact, what I'm going to do now is have a brew. Okay, catch you later. Thursday afternoon. It's 3:30. I've got most of the outside flue insulated, and I was just about to cut those pieces on the black line when my mate from across the road gave me a shout and turned up and said, "I've got some stuff for you." And the result was plunder. Plunder. Look at all this lot. And that box is the first box I'm going to look at, because that is supposedly taps and dies. So there you go. What's a load of interesting stuff, and a box full of knobby tools. Right, boys and girls, I'm going to bring all this lot inside and I'll let you know what's going on. Bye now. Here we are, folks. Look at this. Look at this. That's a draper. It's Draper Expert. That's a Laura. Obstruction spanners. All sorts of useful, really nice tools. And then we've got a tile cutter. A cute little Airmate Jet 30 compressor. A Power Base XL PBX grinder and wire brush, but I think this is perhaps used for all sorts. We've got a little box of cast iron weights, Avery cast iron weights. We've got a work lamp, fluorescent work lamp, extension lead, inline extractor fan. Useful thing. Very useful thing for things like chimney blowers, smoke extractors, etc, etc. Smoke extractors I could do with. Right. Here's box one. A couple of axes, lump hammer, file, tiled breaker, yet another set of compression. And this looks like, oh look, circlip pliers, strap wrench, circlip pliers, oh, hinges, pair of hinges, seaming chisel, nice boxwood mallet, oil can, little oil can, lovely, dodgy claw hammer, line and pin builders, pad saw, ball joint splitter, some DeWalt instructions, quite nibbled, chisels, surform plane bolster, hammers, boxwood mallet, lovely. Right, that's box number one. Oh, rubber mallet, I missed that. Some sort of stereo jack lead. circular saw of dubious provenance may or may not work. Laying out square, something I haven't got. Useful thing. The coil of, I think this is, that's exterior Cat 5 cable, which I have a use for. Right, we've got the ubiquitous plaster mixer, which I have a use for. We've got some mega long screwdrivers, a long screwdriver set, which must be a useful thing. As usual, we've got a skeleton gun, a rather good quality one by the look of it. There's always skeleton guns. In Plunder, there's always skeleton guns. Long masonry drill. Bit of wiring harness. Something which I know not what it does. Good morning, people. It's Friday and I shall carry on from where I left off, because what I had yesterday was SD card full, right, and it was full because some idiot had managed to duplicate the file that was already on there, and I had a copy of everything, and with the result that I went home last night and downloaded all the new footage that I've been doing for this week, and then formatted the SD card, and now the SD card will download directly from the camera again without having to take it off and out and put it in an SD reader. So there you go. So where did we get to? Right. Since we spoke last, I've tested this. It works. There is a beautiful DeWalt sabre saw there, which works perfectly. That's a shower pump. That's a Bosch, but a Bosch cheap jigsaw. I don't know if that works or not. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. Something that I've often thought about buying but never did, because in the 70s I bought one which fits on my air chisel, which is a joddler, which just upsets the edge of a steel panel so that you can sink another panel flush and just tack weld it and grind it off and end up with a flush finish. That works beautiful. I've tried that on a piece of thin steel. Right, the grinder, bench grinder works. I haven't tried the saw yet because it's all in pieces. So we've been through there. I don't know if that works yet. Nice antique minter. Nice antique minter. Brand new box of earth clamps. Could you want such a thing? Rothenberger immersionator spanner. Core drill. Copper cutting, tube cutter. Endless pairs of mould grips. Now, we all know how useful mould grips are if you're fabricating or welding or anything. And in here there's just general, that's a plasterboard saw. Tin snips. Dubious quality lock wrenches. Some files which are all home base, I think, but I mean, if the files are no good, they are carbon steel, and of course you can use the handles. More mould grips, more files. A drain plug spanner, which is pretty redundant. Phillips screwdriver, good quality. More mould grips. Wide mouth mould grips, of which I've only got one pair, but now I've got two. More mould grips. More mould grips. Another pair of channel locks. That's what I was trying to say, channel locks. An unusual pair of curved Ali Gilbo, made in England. Made in England. Can't see what it says. Can't see what it says. I don't think it says Gilbo, but there you go. Anyway, a pair of curved tin snips. You don't often see them like that. More chisels. Very oddly, what looks like a harrow point, an old harrow point. very nice heavy duty Stilsons. Phillips screwdriver, always useful. Another. And some needle files. And a nearly full coil of what I am to gather is, sadly, I think it's Cat 5A, I'm not sure whether it's Cat 5A or Cat 6, but it's exterior rough service Cat 5 cable or Cat 5A or whatever. Right, very useful as I'm about to put another burglar alarm system in with some security cameras. So that will come in. So there we go. Then we have two very nice antique sides, including this one, which is, it may strike you as odd, but this one is for standing on top of a ditch and cutting down the sides of the ditch. Right, that's a ditching side. And the ordinary two-handed side. Unfortunately, it's had the end of the blade broken off, but there you go. I mean, it's only a sort of conversation piece, anyway. And some brewing equipment, some nice pressure vessels, three off pressure vessels. So the intention is now, seeing as I've got all the equipment, to brew some cider. Possibly not this year, because I think the apples have gone now. I may be able to salvage some. But I haven't got a press. I haven't got a cider press, which I need to make, so it's probably going to be next year before I do that. But good grief, look at them. They're fabulous. What else? Oh, this table. This box section table frame, which is thin, but would stand some reinforcing, and with a couple of shelves underneath it to reinforce it and some casters on it, it may make a very useful table for possibly putting the guillotine on, maybe the Jones and Shipman centres. I don't know. Just a table, just a work table with drawers underneath it, or shelves underneath it. You could probably get at least two, maybe three shelves under there. Probably two would be optimum. Right, what else? You've seen that compressor, but you haven't seen this compressor, which I don't know if it works. I've plugged that one in and it does nothing, so I presume there's a broken wire or somebody's nicked a fuse. That's a little wool fair, made in Nottingham, or made somewhere, but wool fair's in Nottingham, and I'm going to test that later on today. A little Bosch screwdriver, which seems to be charging up and seems to work, and a battery for something parkside, but who knows what, but that seems to be knackered, and a Sealy Power Tools angle grinder, which I haven't tested yet. Right, I think that's it. I think we've covered it all. Oh, a pair of steps, nice little pair of kitchen steps, kick steps. Told you about that, haven't I? I've showed you the tools in the box, and I think that's it. And what I've been doing this Friday morning, this bright and sunny Friday morning, which started off with pouring rain, which persuaded me to stay in bed for an extra half hour, but look at it now, it's beautiful out here. What I've been doing is I've been insulating the flue on the outside. I've just got a piece to put in there and then neaten up and put some wire around it and the job's done. So I'm going to carry on with that. Right chaps, catch you all later. Catch you all later. What I'm doing is using old insulation peeled off the back of some scrap bits of roofing. And as you can see, it's absolutely fine. It's got foil on one side, which I'm putting on the outside. There you go. And then just tape it up with aluminium tape. Right, I'll bring you back when there's something more interesting to show you. If you can ever call anything I do really interesting. Okay, bye now. Right folks, Friday, 2 o'clock. Look at the weather, isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that. And look at this. That's gone really well. I might even do that top part, because I can put 4 square pieces round the lower bit, and I can just wrap some round the higher bit, cut it at angles and wrap it round, and that will insulate the whole lot. But I'm not sure yet. I might not. That might be a job for next week. I'll see what the weather's like. I'm not going to light it because there's no need to light it at the moment, because it's warm enough. But there you go. Right, tidying up, and probably time for a brew. And then I'm going to start sorting this lot, because if I don't, I'm soon going to not be able to move in this workshop. So a lot of this stuff needs to be sorted, and a lot of this stuff needs to be put away in toolboxes. So there you go. So when I'm doing that, if there's anything interesting comes out, I'll bring you back. Bye now. Right chaps, well, I've had a big tidy up and put everything away for the weekend, and here's some things I didn't show you. Did I show you these files? Nice little bunch of files. Wiltshire, Australian files, 2 very good ones. But look at this. This is, I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. But if it is, it's smarter than the average bear, to be honest, like Yogi used to be. It says HSS, now you can't tell whether it's high speed steel or not, you know, but it has little, can you see that screw in there? They're actually adjustable with a little screw thread, right? And they do all the half sizes. There's M3 by 0.5 and M3 by 0.6, M4 by 0.7, and M4 by 0.75, right? So this is a useful set, and I found to my great joy that although it looked like there was quite a few little taps missing, they were actually all hiding under here, and they were all there. The only thing missing is the drills, and I shall have all those metric drills. So there you go. There's even the obligatory BSP one. Oh, sorry, NPT, National Pipe Thread. I haven't cut a thread with it yet. I've just got clamps on here because I'm gluing the box up where the box is split. But you know, what can you say? It's a fabulous thing. It'll get me out of some tight corners without a doubt. And there's also a set of the anything but easy outs in the corner, which I hardly ever use, to be honest. I really hardly ever use them because they never bloody work. They tend to force their way in, and as they force their way in, they actually expand the bolt you're trying to get out, and act as a wedge and completely screw it up. There you go. Right, well that's it chaps. Whoops, don't try and close that. Just show that little Bosch screwdriver. That works. That works. I mean, it's only a little one for taking to bits, taking stuff to pieces. It's not for putting wood screws in. Right, well that's it chaps. The witching hour has come. It's 4:30. I just picked that collet up and thought that's one of the other collets that goes with that big collet chuck. In fact, no, it's over here, isn't it? That's the only big collet I've got that goes with the big collet chuck. I've actually got 2 of them. I think I've got a 25mm. No, it's over here. I think I've got a 25mm. Yeah, it's there. And a 1-inch. So there you go. Right, well thanks for watching all. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe because it costs nothing and it boosts my channel. It helps get me towards that magic 1,000 subscribers when YouTube starts sending me massive checks for advertising. Ha ha ha. Right, so thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing people. Send me a like, send me a comment, and I'll see you all next week. Bye now.
Morning. So I'm Phil's brother Michael, and I was watching his video at the weekend where we nipped out of his workshop to the local town and picked up my new acquisition, which was a Fobco Star pillar drill. And as you mentioned it in the video, I thought I'd just give you a quick look at it. But we're going to have to go into the hell that is my embryonic workshop. I'll be making a video about that later, I hope. But for now, here we are. I'll go in there and I'll bring you back, as Phil would say. Okay, here we go. Yes, we've got new doors that will be put on at some stage, but and all sorts of things going on. But here is the Fobco Star floor standing pillar drill. It's what an auction catalogue would describe as WAF, with all faults, but in actual fact it's a not very well cared for on the outside, but the working parts are still in good order, so that's what I was looking for really. A little bit about Fobco. If I just show you the label here, I don't know if you can see this, but Fobco is a contraction of F. O'Brien and Co. Limited, who were at Swaddling Coat in Derbyshire, and in their career as engineers they really only made pillar drills or benchtop drill presses, basically the same model. There was 3 different types. There was this one, the Fobco Star, so called because it's got a star here, and then there was one called the 7.5 and one called the 10.5, I believe, the bigger models, which had gearboxes on them for the speed change, whereas this one has pulleys for the gear change, which if I lift off this top cover here, which was not screwed down, you can see we've got 2 pulleys there, and the front pulley on this is actually on upside down, so it's been catching on the inside of the top cover, but that's quite an easy change to make. Originally it would have been 3-phase. This one's got a single-phase motor on it with a very, I don't know if you can see, that's a bit dark, a very nasty, what almost looks like 12-volt car push-pull switch, and plenty more nasty going on round the back there, but we will look at that. It's going to get converted back to 3-phase once I get 3-phase put in my workshop. The table unfortunately has the classic arc of shame, but I've got a plan for that. I'm gonna see if I can effect a cold repair. Normally it would have had a rotary on-off switch here, which I'm going to put it back to. They are available, and not very much money, but generally speaking they're a really good machine. Now I think this is an early one. The later ones had the option of a T-slotted table. This one hasn't got that, but all the columns were the same size. So as you can see, this bit's quite shiny, this bit quite isn't, but it'll clean up okay. I've given it a bit of a start there and it's going okay. The later types didn't have this casting as a support piece on the base. They just had a collar at the base, and the base looked a little bit different as well. The T-slotted section went further back, but this is 2 5/8 of solid ground steel. It was at one time anyway, and I mean the surface finish is actually quite nice, so I'll get it back to somewhere near. The top casing's got a hole in it, so you can move the pillar up and down to suit the drilling job that you're doing. And these nuts are captive with circlips, so you don't lose them. It's come with its original chuck key, which is always an advantage, and but the chuck is fairly tight, so that needs some work to it. But generally speaking, it cleans up, as you can see by this bit here, cleans up quite nicely, but there's a lot of chipping and damage and what have you, so it's going to get a coat of paint. But there it is, the 4-speed Fobco Star. There's our rotational speeds and recommended drill sizes. You can even actually get new stickers for them all, but I don't mind if they show a bit of history. and the main bits that are difficult to get hold of, which are the latches and the return springs and all that kind of thing, they're all present, so that's pretty good. We've got a missing ball off one end of the handle here. They don't have a star handle on them. If they're fitted with a star handle, it's a later addition. But there it is. It's a very good machine. In fact, if I just start it up, you'll see. I'll just lift this top cover off. You will see how quiet they are when they run. This one's, I think, got a bit of a sticky start switch on the motor, but we'll see if it goes. And there you go. How quiet is that for a pillar drill, for an old pillar drill? And there's no nasty wappy noises on the quill. So that was why I wanted a decent quality pillar drill, and I'm absolutely delighted with this one. It's going to clean up and be beautiful. I think I said the front pulley is on upside down. That's probably something to do with the motor having been changed. So I don't know, the pulleys do oppose each other, but the back pulley is the one that's supposed to be on the other way up. But there we go. A little video there about the Fobco Star that Phil and I bought in Scarborough just the other day. That's it. Bye for now.